Speaking of brand deals, so if CubeSmart wasn't enough of a brand deal for you to blow you guys' mind, seeing how many epic freaking brands would love to associate with us, we've been hooked up with something really incredible this week.
This is awesome. It's local?
It's local. Now, this is really cool. This is what's called a branded three-way. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a branded three-way. They're a branded threesome. Some people call them a branded three-way too. What a branded threesome is when three brands get together and really go at it in a three-way style. And so, maybe the president and so in this case, we've been involved in this three-way. Now, what happens when three big brands get together and try to get some synergy going, try to get some marketing and some advertising and some perks going together like this, is they need somebody to do the advertising and the marketing for them. So the big wigs, the executives at Georgia Aquarium, the executives at Ride, and the executives at Wet Tape have all gotten together and said, we want to have a branded three-way. We want to get down and dirty and have a branded three-way. And so we need some guys. I'm explaining this terribly.
No,
we need some guys to do the marketing for us. Does this make sense? Yeah. Press 1 in the chat. This makes sense. If you understand what a branded three-way is.
It's synergy. Everyone knows what synergy is. Smart advertising, smadvertising, and smart advertising. It's just variations on that.
So we've been involved. This is our first branded three-way. We've always done a classic. We've been monogamous branders. We've always been just one-on-one with our brand. We have Triple Play Classic come do it. It's the MeCon. We have, other throwaways maybe did a special with us. CubeSmart, but we've never done the three-way. And we're getting really excited about getting involved in a threesome. So we call it a menage a trois, manager at a company or something like that. And maybe some lesser comic would come up with a joke like that or something. When we were tasked with doing the marketing for this branded threesome, these are all Atlanta brands, by the way. Ride, if you aren't familiar with Ride, it's a rideshare app, and it's actually the new rideshare app from MeMoreTV. And what's really cool about Ride, maybe I'll go through the brands and describe them. So what's really cool about Ride is like an Uber or a Lyft, but it's made by MeMoreTV. So of course they're going to have Triple Play Classic terminals in the car. So they're going to have screens on the seats when you're riding, and you can play your games, watch yourself stream, and do some other wacky stuff. And they're going to have cameras installed at the driver's seat level so that you can join in with your driver and have him involved in your live streaming and your game playing. And you're going to be able to play games with your driver and use Triple Play Classic while I'm on the way to the bar. Use Triple Play Classic while I'm on the way to the sports event. Use Triple Play Classic while I'm on the way to my grandmother's house. So that's going to be really cool. So download that now if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Georgia Aquarium. That's the aquarium here in Atlanta. Really great. They've got dolphins and whales and all this, that, and the other. And then
more water. It's quite large. And
then Wet Tape. Wet Tape is a new offering for Skell Corp. It's a tape that works when it's wet. So you can tape this, you can use it underwater, you can tape a wet surface. If you've ever been at the beach or at the pool and your body's wet and you gotta tape it, the tape's gonna slide right off. I'm sorry, the tape's gonna slide right off if it's regular tape. This is wet tape, so this is gonna stick hard. In fact, it sticks harder when it's wet. So anyway, and then you can see why the Georgia Aquarium might be interested in some product like this, because they might need to tape up certain things. In a minute, we'll let you know what we're gonna be doing over there with the tape.
They have kids banging their hands on the fish tanks all the time, and they cause cracks. So
you tape the children's hands to the tank so they don't.
Exactly.
And those tanks are wet because of the condensation.
And so a lot of people who aren't involved in advertising agencies and marketing, that kind of thing, like we are, they don't know these particular columns, the 3 columns of marketing, some advertising, some marketing, and any kind of variations on that. They are signage, synergy, and demonstration. Right.
Signage, synergy, demonstration. Those are the key components when it comes, especially to a branded threesome, that you want to apply to the marketing techniques to really make sure that not just one, but all 3 of the brands are front and center and are having incredible. He liked that one. You want to make sure that not just one, but all 3 of the brands are front and center. You guys know this. We're preaching to the choir. Our audience understands marketing really well.
They know how we treat brands.
They know how we treat brands, so they know it all.
It goes without saying.
Yeah, so what is that again? I'm losing my okay, signage, synergy, demonstration. So signage.
Yeah.
Let's get the music off for this. It's distracting me. I'm scared.
Concentrate.
It's scaring me. Yeah. So
We've gone the opposite direction.
I know. I was begging him for more music before the show, and now it's less. Okay. So the first tenet of the branded threesome is signage. So what are we going to do for signage? Well, we're going to take fins from the aquarium, and no, we're not going to saw them off of an animal. These are going to be prosthetic, but they're going to be modeled perfectly off of some of the sharks they have there at the Georgia Aquarium. We're going to use the wet tape to tape them to the top of the ride cars. And so this is just a mock-up. This isn't going to be exactly how it looks, but what I would love is maybe a Georgia Aquarium logo on the fin that shows everybody what we're really, because there's not enough branding here, but the idea is...
The mock-up doesn't have LED. We should have some LED strips probably spinning around on there.
Yeah, like LED strips, maybe under the car. We could do under the car and have hydraulics on the car too, so it's popping super hard too.
And ideally,
put NOS in it.
Ideally, we can augment the three-way with a sub-client to bring them in underneath the three, and we can cut out a triangle right on that fin and make it a screen and sell.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
For our threesome, we get a sub.
We can make it a foursome. We can make it a branded orgy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a branded orgy.
But the three on top
are
the boss.
Three on top of the boss. You heard it from the horse's mouth. What's really cool about this is if you see this riding down the road, and this was really what gave me the idea, is I was actually driving the other day, and I had just been to the aquarium because they gave us free tickets as part of this deal. They said, go to the aquarium, check it out, get some ideas. We want you guys to really be familiar with the brand. So I went, and I was dreaming about fish, dreaming about sharks, dreaming about whales, dreaming about dolphins, dreaming about all sorts of turtles. And so when I was riding down, I was on Memorial Drive riding down, and I looked over at a car, and I had to do a double take because it had one of those things on the back. Nowadays, the new cars, the antennas look like shark fins. And I went, and I thought that it was a shark. So I thought, what cooler way to just put a freaking shark fin on a car? Because everybody goes, is that a freaking shark?
Yeah.
Wow! And then they're going to go, oh, it's not. And then they're going to see the brands right there, and they're going to go, I got to get down to the Georgia Aquarium. That's just plain freaking cool.
And for the kind of marketing people out there, what we're doing here is we're maximizing usage of the public's acceptance of sharks that's been through probably 50 years of pop culture. So if you don't even need to focus group this kind of idea.
Right.
People love sharks.
They do.
And most importantly, they take them seriously. They're not jokes.
And I mean, you will see a lot of sharks in branding. Sharks are like motivators to spend money. You see a shark and you're like, oh, you got to pull your wallet out. So
loan sharks.
We're using the physical environment to affect the public.
And
so what's next?
After signage, so that's signage, one of the key tenets of marketing, and the next one would be synergy.
Synergy. So synergy really, what synergy is all about when you're dealing with a branded threesome is bringing all those brands in one place together at the physical point of sale. At the point of sale location, where the point of sale system is enacted in where the physical location where the brands are sold. So we want to do synergy and we're bringing all these brands together. So we said, we're getting a freaking ride car. We're taping the door shut with wet tape and we're dropping it in the shark tank at the freaking Georgia Aquarium and it's going to sink. And so this is just a mock-up. Obviously that's not a real photo. These aren't real photos. They're mock-ups. So don't act like, they are. One of the things I actually had an idea while we were making this mock-up was we should put something in the car, and show how powerful this tape is. Because if you tape up the doors of a car with this tape, the air will remain in there. It's like a freaking scuba tank or a freaking submarine.
So what do you want to put in there?
I think, so here's my wild idea. It's the aquarium, so there's lots of animal life. What if we put land animals inside the car? So maybe a small horse, a small pony, and maybe something like that. Maybe a small hog. We could put a hog. Let's put a hog in the car.
That'd be best for a back seat situation of a sedan.
We'll call it sinking with the bacon.
Yeah.
We'll call it bringing the bacon to the bringing the bacon to the seafloor. Seafloor bacon.
Just surf and turf.
Surf and turf. So we'll put a family of hogs. We're going to put a family of feral wild hogs inside of a ride, tape it with wet tape, and dunk it in the dunk tank.
Curse word detected.
So that's what is this? This is synergy. That's enough of that.
You get them all together and you make them one thing. And then the final one is demonstration.
Now this is what gets me, I won't even say it. This is what gets me hot. This gets me excited.
Yeah.
because this is the big pièce de résistance, as they say in French. Now, every year they have a parade for the Georgia Aquarium. Everyone knows, and everyone dresses up like fish. Most people in Atlanta dress up like fish, and most of the people they actually wear their fish outfits for weeks, and it gets a little old, in my opinion. But they've never done, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. We've never done, okay, never mind. I didn't actually name this yet, but what we want to do is take a dolphin, and now dolphins, before you think we're being cruel to the animal, dolphins love being outside of the water. They like being in the sun. They like being out in the woods. You can take a dolphin to the woods, and a dolphin's going to be on cloud 9 in heaven. Dolphins love all sorts of environments.
So
dolphins are smarter than humans.
This car's not filled with water.
No, this is a dry car. So we're taking a raw dolphin.
It's a raw dolphin.
That's what's really cool about this.
Wow.
It's a raw dolphin, guys. So we're getting a raw dolphin straight from the tank, and we're bringing him into the back of a ride. And guess what we're putting on him? Can anybody guess in the chat what's going on the raw dolphin inside of the back of the ride? Can anybody guess what's going on the raw dolphin in the back of the side of the ride? Can you guess? Wet tape?
Yes.
So he's going to be wet because he's going to be fresh out of the tank, but he will be raw and he will be taped. Mm-hmm. And that tape's not falling off. So we're going to put him in the back of the car. We might do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 of these cars with every dolphin that the Georgia Aquarium has to offer. Tape them up raw style, and then run those cars through the parade. Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna be able to say, wow, my gosh, I see the twirlers, I see the flippers, I see the fire twirler blasters, I see the fire flippers, I see the fish guys coming in with their fish hats, I see the scaly fishmen coming down like they always do, and then you do a double take. Wait, what? They got raw dolphins in the back of rides coming on taped with wet tape in this parade? What? And so what are they going to do? They're going to have their eyes glued to the cars, and then that's a perfect opportunity. Hit them with the logos. Hit them with the wet tape logo. Hit them with the Georgia Aquarium logo. Hit them with the ride logo. With the fins on top of the car at the same time with the raw dolphins inside. So this is big. Now,
and the gill, you can see the gills are taped there, so that's how they can sustain for so long with the wet tape.
Keep the blowhole tape tight.
Yeah.
If you have a raw dolphin, tape the blowhole because the water needs to stay inside. And like I said, dolphins are actually smarter than humans. And you can ask a dolphin. They communicate with the clicking noises. They've asked them. They've said, they taken a dolphin out. They put him in a car, raw style, just a raw dolphin. They take him in the woods. They run him through the woods. They say, how'd you like that? He goes, guys, I was on cloud 9. Heaven. So dolphins love it. So before you catch us saying we're cruel to animals, we asked the dolphins first, and they love getting taped up with wet tape. And I know what else you're thinking is, does it hurt when this is pulled off the skin? And the answer to that is no, it doesn't hurt. And it does stick really hard, and that you'd think that that's impossible. But maybe later I'll tape myself with this. Maybe on the Paters Pod, we'll test some of this out on my skin, and we'll get it nice and wet. So that might be exclusive. I was going to do it now, but we'll save that for the Paters Pod.
Yeah.
So if you're on the Patreon, you might hear some tape tricks. Might do some tape tricks.
Well, that is the full explanation of that.
Yeah, so that was long-winded, wasn't it? But it requires a little bit of wind, that one, I think.
Indeed.